as the snow flies. On a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto. And his mama cries, 'cause if there's one thing she don't need is another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto. One more time, maybe gently.
But I want to be free, baby, you've heard me.
A hungry little boy with a runny nose plays in the street as the cold wind blows in the ghetto. As the snow flies. Cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto. And his mama cries,
I'm leaving you for the last time, baby. You think you're loving, but you don't love me. I've been confused. But you don't love me. I want to be free, baby, you've heard me.
an angry young man someday. But take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Do we simply turn our heads the other way?
Now, before you say anything, I willingly admit that that is not an opener.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened there.
Yes.
I played that by accident. I had no idea that was going to come on. All I know is that was Elvis Presley singing in the ghetto, and it was a mashup, but I didn't mean to play that. It started, but, you know, you can't take a thing off once you start it. And
Well,
I don't know who the singer was. Do you know who the singer was, the girl singer?
No.
Do you know who it was?
No.
I have no idea who it was, so I
It
apologise.
says here, thanks, Gerry, by far the best mashup. What a fantastic opener. There's 2 text messages so far.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It just goes to show you how out of touch I am, because I hate that. And I the only reason I didn't stop it was because it would have sounded very bad if I'd stopped it. And I know some people do like Elvis Presley. It would seem malicious if I'd stopped it. But I couldn't. I have never played that before. And I've often listened to it. I said, I must never, ever play that. And now that I play it, they love it.
I see.
It's like what I was saying to you before about, do you remember I was talking to you about the fact that, you know, I don't know how to be popular?
Uh-huh.
And I was saying that I do know how to be popular, but the fact is that I can't do what's necessary to be popular because I haven't got the nerve to do it. And then whenever I meet somebody for the first time, for instance now, when I see people on television for the first time and they come on, maybe a new face, maybe a new show, I know right away if that person is going to be popular or not by the degree, you know, if I hate them. I mean, if I see somebody I really, really don't like, I know they're going to be popular. You know, it's just one of those things. I was never meant to be popular. And I'm happy with that. You know, it's not as if it's any bitterness or anything like that. I know. Do you mind if I talk about this?
Duffy and Elvis, we're told.
Duffy. That's who it was, yeah.
I don't mind you talking about that, but you've talked about it before.
I know, but I think it's important that I get this across.
I
you see,
don't
because
think
people
so.
think I'm being malicious and playing things that people don't like. I am incapable of doing anything that is popular. I'm incapable of it. I haven't got the stomach for it.
Philip Schofield is becoming as bad as Paul Clark. He never goes home.
Well, you see, that's what it is. You see, these people are obsessed. Did you see Terry Wogan last night
Philip
talking on
Schofield's
BBC Four?
all the time.
Did you see Terry Wogan talking on BBC Four last night to Mark Lawson?
No, I missed that, but I'll watch it tonight.
Terry Wogan's a very charming.
Walking.
He's a very charming person. He even made Mark Lawson seem like a normal human being.
Mark Lawson's all right.
No, he's not.
No, don't
he's
say
quite
that.
No, he's not. He's very snappy and snobby.
Well, do you know him?
I do. You see, I do.
You do know him?
Yeah.
Well, did you know him through Radio 4 times?
Yeah, he's quite elitist and, you know, and kind of doesn't suffer fools gladly. He didn't like me. Anyway, speaking of the Oval One, Dear Puppet Chin and Tonto McCann. Referring, of course, to your Indian impersonation yesterday. Which,
I thought it was a
have
quite-
you worked on that?
No, I didn't. I think that's how Indians talk. I don't want to go over
No,
old
do that. Do what
grunt.
I want you to do. I want you to do this. I want you to do and then break into something political.
What if I do?
Then just continue on to that sentence. No, I'll give you what to say. I object to the attitude shown by the minister. But you have to start. I object to the attitude shown by the minister.
This.
No, start off saying. Let me ask you a question. Eamon. What do you feel about the feedback coming from Stormont?
No, McCann wouldn't. But what?
All you have to do is say I object to the statement put out by the minister. But you have to go, You have to be in India first, and then you just continue on the sentence. No, hold on a minute.
I object to the.
No, you don't do it. You have to
How do you
let me
think
do the drums and everything.
Would you let me try and get into Eamon McCann?
Why does it take you so long?
Because it's only 20 minutes to 11.
What do you think? You see, you should get up earlier. What do you think?
was
the news
up.
No, you were not.
I was.
I saw you last night.
Where was I?
You're walking on your own through a dark street whilst I was coming back from the football match. The picture of a man who's sad and hates life. You're hiding in the hedges. What do you think?
I
of
was
the news
all in
coming-
black too, did you?
You were not
notice
in black. Yeah, you look like a man. I can only see the white of your eyes. Listen, what do you think of the news coming out of Stormont?
I object totally.
No, you haven't got the rhythm. You have to go.
What do you want me to do?
No, what I want you to do is do it to me. So say, what do you think of the news coming out of Stormont?
What do you think of the news coming out of Stormont? I see.
You see, and then you say whatever you're going to say.
I object. It's just very hard to do that.
No, you just forget that, and then you just say the word. You see,
It's very hard to get in. Right, you give me object in a rhythm.
I have to turn them off now, just for the benefit of people who've just tuned into this program. Sometimes this happens. You're probably saying to yourself, "What in the name of God is going on here?" It's a throwback from what happened yesterday. We discovered that a Navajo Indian sometimes sounds like Eamon McCann. And I don't know how we came to that conclusion. Anyway, this is the letter. What do you think of the news coming out of Stormont?
I totally object.
You didn't do it long enough.
Well, I totally object to the. You see,
Perfect.
You see,
Perfect. Let's do it again to make sure we've got it. What do you think of the news coming out of Stormont?
I totally object to what the minister has said. Is that what you want me to do?
Yes, it's perfect. It's perfect. Let's do it again. What do you think of the news coming out of Stormont?
I totally object to what the minister has just said. McCann will hit me.
That's great.
McCann did a bit of boxing in his day, you know.
I know he did. No, he won't hit you. No, he likes you doing that.
No, he
You see?
doesn't.
No, most people... No, let me just explain something to you. There are certain people whom we impersonate on this program. You do it, and I do it. To a lesser degree, I do it. Certain people who don't like it. Now, I'm not going to name those people, but the ones who don't mind are the ones who are okay. The ones who don't like it are the ones who are too precious. But there are people out there who don't like us doing this. Eamon is not one of those people.
I was told he was a handy wee bantamweight.
He may well be, but he still likes you. Did you hear that the round one is coming back to television? Yes, it's all in the papers. I rushed up to Dixon's to buy a giant widescreen 3D inflatable telly, but they said they'd all been snapped up by DLA people, so they wouldn't be able to get me one. I'll just have to make do with my 24-incher in the meantime, as we all do. But how much of Nolan will I be able to make out? Maybe only 2 or 3 chins and miss the other 15? Hey, come here, Gerry. Did you get your Nolan Show Mother's Day limited edition book bag? Only $2.99 from Nolan Enterprises Limited. Also available an instruction tape for trainee broadcasters who want to learn the uppy-downy mid-channel, a bit like Neighbours' persistently inquisitive tone. You know that tone. Just £24.99 when you call the Nolan hotline. Includes a special DVD on selling sandwiches to Orange Men for beginners, or selling sandwiches to people coming back from Derry City matches, with an introduction by Sir Alan Delboy. Sugar, ring now! All major cards accepted except Sean's. This has been a Sick Bag Steve production in association with Tom Hanks. The people have the power, but not a private island. Do you know what I was thinking? You know, there are things I think.
Did you toot at me last night?
I tooted at you.
Were you
I was
in the
driving
car-
down the street coming
Were
back
you
from
in
the
the
match.
car on your own?
Yes, I was. I was coming back from the football match, Derry City Londonderry City versus Linfield. Quite controversial, by the way, but I'm not going to get into that. I know what I think. I saw what I saw. I know what I think. But it's nobody else's business. It's personal opinion. Anyway, I was coming back from the match. A very good match, by the way. Excellent match. And I came back and I saw this shadowy figure lurking in the hedgerows. And I went, that looks like some kind of wraith or spirit or indeed supernatural. What is this? And I noticed that your legs were crooked. And I went, it's Sean Coyle. And there he was. What were you doing?
I was.
Where were you coming from?
I had just
coming
completed
from a
a walk.
pub?
No, I was walking. I walked for about an hour and a half at night.
Had you drink taken? No. Did you call anything?
I left the house at 9 o'clock.
Is that the house? That's where the alcoholics stay? The house?
No,
that house?
Stop it. You've stopped all that exercise. You've stopped walking and
I'll have you know.
cycling
I'll
and
have you
all
know.
that.
Okay. Saturday, I walked for 2 hours and a half. Sunday, 2 hours and a half.
I doubt
Yesterday,
it. I doubt it.
2 hours and a
There's
half.
no. Look,
That's 3 days.
listen,
And
listen.
I'm going to do the same this afternoon.
I would regard myself as a walker, and I've been walking longer than you.
No, you haven't.
Yes, you discovered walking late in life because you
Oh,
were.
I discovered walking late in life.
Yes.
I think I was a year old when I
No,
discovered it.
you-
My mother said to me, "Come on over here, Gerry. Come on over here. Come on over here. Come on, you can make it. You can make it." That's when I discovered walking.
You were a show band star.
I still walk to places.
No, you did not. A van came and outside the door, picked you up, took you to a hall or to a bar,
You left me there.
left you, took you back, left you outside the house. You didn't walk at all.
I had another life.
You didn't walk.
I had that's only a short
You
period of my
discovered
life.
walking, I would say, about 4 years ago.
I spit on your 4 years.
I would say about 4 years you're walking.
I spit on your 4 years.
And there's no way you walk for 2 hours on a Saturday and 2.5 hours on a Saturday and 2.5 hours on a Sunday. You haven't got it.
I'm going to walk across Cuba next March. Do you know about that? I've already signed up for it.
Yeah.
I'm starting.
We've heard
I'm
all
walking
those.
across Cuba. I'm starting in Havana. I'm going to look for Fidel Castro and ask him, "What the carry on, Kennedy?" I'll say to him, "Help," says a man. "I can't find my aspirin." Just when the news once again says I need it. Do you ever know? Every once in a while, they
Did you
tell
see
you,
the
"Do you have
paper
to
where they reckon Fidel knew that Kennedy
Exactly.
was... Did
That's,
you
that's
see
why,
that?
that's why I want to find him. What did you know about that? He's Irish, you know.
Apparently he knew.
He knew, surely. He asked the people to keep their eye out for any news from Dallas later on that day.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, do you know Fidel? Do you know that man was Irish? For God's sake. Why couldn't you have left him alone? But do you know what I was thinking? Do you know the way...
Kennedy was out to get him. You know, it's
I know,
just-
but that's not the point. He was Irish. He's entitled to go to get people. But do you know what I was thinking? Do you know the way... How can I put this? BBC may change things soon. You know, I'm not saying they are, but do you know the way they might? You know the way sometimes they refresh things? They might refresh me and you. What would you do if they asked you to leave? I think you should upskill. I heard a person this morning on the radio talking about upskilling. That's a great word. I said, I'll talk to you about it. Have you considered upskilling?
I would like to work in a forest.
A forestry official?
I would like to be in a forest.
I'm a lumberjack, and I'm all right.
I would like to erect boxes for squirrels.
Well, you know, there's no nobler thing. I know a place where people go to feed squirrels. Do you know where people go to feed squirrels
Yes.
in the city?
Yes.
People go down there on a regular basis, and the squirrels come to them, build it, and they will come.
Yes.
If you build your box, they will come.
I would like to do something like that.
But see, you should broaden your skill base. Upskill. Now look at the
Well,
skill.
I've never put up a box for a squirrel before, a home for a squirrel.
Well, you see,
What do you call it? Is it a dray?
I don't know. But you look at the skills that you have already, skills that you've developed over the years. You know these skills.
Fire
such as-
guard. I can make fire guards.
You make a fire guard.
I can make fire guards for squirrels.
And, indeed, yes, because many of them are burnt alive. And you should look at the things you're good at. Being angry at young people.
Yeah.
You've developed that to a fine art. Not paying for things, you're good at that. And trying to catch me out in a lie, you're really good at that. You should broaden that skill base into something that you can use, as a living. Gerry, I heard you playing Emmylou Harris and Mark Knopfler singing a lovely rendition of Emmylou's song Love and Happiness a few days ago. I also heard you say to Sean that you hadn't got a version of the song by Kimmy Rhodes and Willie Nelson. Sean told you you'd given him the CD. Have you got that?
Yes, you gave it to me.
But I mean, will you give it back to me?
You can borrow it.
Give a thing.
Oh, no.
Give a thing, take it back.
Okay,
God says,
no.
what's that?
We'll sort. Well, I'll talk to Ken and I'll get you a copy.
Ken's got nothing to do with this.
I'll see
Ken's
Ken.
only an engineer.
I'll see Ken.
We're the talent. Gerry I thought you might like another copy of it, so I attached it on this mail to you. Thank you very much indeed.
Have you got that CD that Michael from Warren Point left you in yesterday?
I left it upstairs on my desk, and what I'm going to do is during the news I'm going to run up and get it. Perhaps maybe I wouldn't ask Emma to go
No.
because she's heavy with child. She's pregnant.
I'll get it.
Oh, you will not, will
I
you?
will.
Would you do that for me?
You have a wee call. I
Have
will.
I?
Where's it? Is it in your machine?
No, it's just. Do you know where I sit?
Yes, on a chair.
Yeah, it's just in front of that.
Oh,
It's in front of that. The Undertone wrote things on it.
all right.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to tell you what he wrote, but he did. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Oh, did you hear that? Sorry, what is wrong with this thing? This desk is gone again. Everything sounds incredibly loud. Does that
Oh,
sound
is that too loud,
incredibly
Gerry?
loud? Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, Gerry. My name's Casey Peters.
Yes?
I'm ringing because I have entered a drumming competition just for ladies, and I need to get the country behind me to vote.
What drumming competition is this?
It's called Hit Like a Girl.
Hit Like a Girl?
Have you heard of it?
Oh, I haven't, no. Is it a Northern Ireland thing or is it
Oh, no, it's global.
global?
It's
Hit Like a Girl?
It's international.
All right then. Well, so how do you enter that? Well, where did you first hear of it?
Well, you upload a video of yourself playing the drum kit, and
Really?
then you hope for online votes.
Great. So what kind of drums do you play? I mean, there's a particular style, obviously, that you prefer. What are you going to do? Are you a rock drummer?
Not so big on the rock, Gerry.
What are you?
That's for the young guys.
I don't know, what kind of, what
I'm
do you
a
play on
bit more
drums?
tasteful.
You see, it's very difficult to describe to somebody. I mean, if you're a trumpet player, you can tell
I
people.
want to give you the website so you can tell all the listeners, and then they can see for themselves.
All right then.
I go all the way back to Jane Krupa.
Jane Krupa?
Jane Krupa.
I thought that was maybe Jane Krupa's wife. Jane Krupa's wife.
Jane Krupa, Max Roach, Bernard Purdy, those guys.
All right then. Well, see, those are jazz drummers. Well,
Yeah.
Jane Krupa would have been a swing drummer, but
Swing, bit of jazz, bit of funk, that kind of
Max
thing.
Roach, yeah. Well, do you feel confident that maybe perhaps you might make an impact in this competition?
I'm on the leaderboard at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Out of about 230 entries, so I'm doing okay.
Okay.
But I
So,
need Belfast and I need Northern Ireland behind me.
so what kind of help do you need?
I need people to get on their computers and vote.
How do they do that?
Can I give you the website?
Of course you can.
It's hitlikeagirl2012.com
Yeah.
/videos
Uh huh.
/ and then my name,
Well, you
which
have
is Casey.
Yeah.
That's spelled with a K, Kasey,
Yeah.
and then there's a hyphen, and then my surname, Peters, Peters.
Casey Peters. Now, Katie, sorry, Casey, are you living here in Northern Ireland?
I'm living here 15 years now, Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm from America originally.
Yeah, but what's wrong with
Sorry,
you?
I'm looking at Casey on the TV, drumming away with your blue top on you.
Oh, yes, are you
Tracy.
watching?
I'm watching you. Yes.
What is
I'm
she?
impressed.
What is she?
I always wanted to play the drums.
What is she?
Well, Sean, I teach as well.
Oh, do you?
I've got a teaching studio in Carryduff.
But
I help kids.
I'm past teaching.
What?
You're past nearly
no.
everything.
Do you know, drumming really amazes me, Gerry. Now, did you ever drum, Gerry?
No, I never
No,
did.
you've been
I never got the muse,
involved
no.
in music for many, many years. But normally you would, I noticed in show bands in particular that when the drummer would take a little breather, one of the guys in the guitar or whatever would go and he could drum for a while. Could you never do anything like that?
I never did that because I was a smoker. You see, if you what happens is if you declare any kind of interest in playing drums at all, it means that you have to play whilst the other people are smoking. So I declared that I would never ever do that. So whenever the fella plays the drums, I would go off to the side and smoke. But anyway, one of the things that people should be aware of is that drummers have always been regarded as subhuman.
Can you hear this? Sorry.
What?
Yes.
What do you mean? Can she hear it?
I want you to hear Casey drumming. Can you hear it?
No, I can't hear it.
Listen carefully. No, we'll have to turn this microphone towards me. We have a Ken in here.
As I was saying,
Can you hear that?
drummers have always been traditionally regarded in musical combos as, well, basically, I don't like saying this,
Knuckle draggers.
subhuman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you only have to look at the Muppets.
This is true.
Animal. Remember
Well,
Animal,
everybody
the
wants to
drummer?
be Animal.
Can you
And
hear it?
even when, what is wrong with
Can you
you?
hear it now?
No, we can't hear
Listen.
it. I can hear something tinny in the background. Will you stop doing that and stop talking to me? I'm talking to
So,
this woman here.
Just to plug it one more time. You can only vote once, but that's per device. So whatever's net connected, you can vote from your phone.
Vote once. We have never stopped at one vote in Northern Ireland. Do you know
yes,
that?
vote early, vote often. Your phone, your computer, your Kindle, your gaming consoles, your iPads, your iPods.
You know what
One per device.
Do you know what I want you to do again? I want you to give me that website again because it's quite long. And
Yeah, it's really long. It's
Okay, go ahead. Slowly, yes.
Ready? Hit Like a Girl 2012, and that's all one word. Hit Like a Girl 2012.
Yeah, okay, right.
.com
.com.
/videos
Videos. /videos.
/Casey. That's K like kiss. KASEY.
Mm-hmm.
Dash Peters. PETERS.
All right, so the people can go on there and they can vote once and once only.
Once per device. Yeah,
well,
I'm the only one
once per
from
device.
Northern Ireland participating. I think I might be the only one from Ireland.
And where were you from originally? What part of America?
I'm from California originally.
Oh, what part of California?
Venice.
Venice. Oh, I was there in November.
Oh, right. It's great, isn't it?
Oh, down the pier.
Oh, yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Oh, it was great. I used to walk. I used to get up in the morning. We used to be doing some stuff there, and we didn't start until about 10 o'clock.
Is that when you learned how to walk?
I learned how to walk then. I got up at... Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I used to get up at 6:30 and I'd walk all the way down, the whole way down to... What do you call that place?
Santa Monica?
No, it's in Santa Monica. I started at the pier, and I used to walk all the way down as far as I could go.
Did you go toward Malibu or the other way?
No, the other way. The
Oh,
other way.
good for you. Where's
Anyway,
Bohemians?
listen, you would notice a change here. It's not the same in many ways, not least of which is climate-wise. But you're happy, I can tell.
What's that?
Are you happy?
Am I happy?
You're happy here?
Oh, yes. This is home now.
That's good. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, we'll try and get you to win this competition.
That'd be great.
Hit Like a Girl 2012, and you've got a wee bit of an accent as well.
I know.
hitlikeagirl2012.com /videos.com, Casey.
Well, not
no,
.com
sorry,
again.
/Casey,
Dash.
KSEY dash Peters.
Peters.
Anyone who didn't catch that, give us a shout and we'll have it here. All right, then, Casey.
That's
pleasure,
terrific, Gerry. Thanks for your help.
pleasure to talk to you.
You too.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
There's
Bye.
another wee call for you.
Is there?
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Sean was saying there a few minutes ago that he would like to be a forester.
Did he say that? I missed that. That somehow passed me.
His ancestors were foresters.
Oh, I thought you said a barrister.
I thought she was a barrister too.
The
I thought she was
barrister?
a barrister. Yeah.
A forester he wants to be.
Forester.
Yeah. Okay.
The name coil is derived from the Gaelic word for a forest, which is kilcha,
Isn't that amazing?
COILLTE.
Isn't
And
that
MacIlhoyle
amazing?
is from the same derivation.
Yeah.
And MacAteer means son of a carpenter.
Does it really?
I was
So
a
that's
forester.
very interesting. His ancestors were foresters.
There you are. You see, it was deep in your
So it's in the blood,
medulla.
it's in the genes.
See,
Yeah, you
I feel so relaxed and at ease when I'm walking through a forest. I just love it.
Well,
That's
that's interesting.
amazing.
Your ancestors did exactly that.
I'm walking in their footsteps.
So there you are.
What about Anderson? What does that mean?
Son of Andrew, Scottish.
Yes, indeed.
Son of Andrew.
It's as simple as that.
The fellow
And
who
the
built
funny
it.
thing, I heard him saying one time that he doesn't like Scottish people.
No, he
I
doesn't.
don't know.
And that
Can't
the
stand.
Scottish people that came to Derry are mostly of Donegal extraction.
I know that's why I find it so hard to fathom, because most people who came, Andersons of course, were Ulster Scots that came over here.
But did
Oh,
they ever work at anything, John?
No, they
That's
never
what
did.
I mean, I was a forester. At least I was.
You earned an
doing
honest
something.
living.
Yes, they were doing nothing. The Andersons. Is that
No,
what
I
we're
think
saying?
we were nobility.
I don't know.
Yeah, we were nobility, yes. As my granny always used to have the silver service, so that didn't come from nowhere. Anyway, you're going to be a forest.
Yeah.
That's great. Listen, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
God bless
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Isn't that amazing? Nice wee bit of drumming.
Well, I like a full-bodied lager as much as the next hard-working man. The taste of suds while dealing stud I can surely understand. The trucker speed, and yes indeed, it's nearly getting light. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. You can fish for bass and cut your grass and drink that purple gas. Sure enough, with the powerful stuff that'll knock you on your ass. It's like diesel fuel, nobody's fool, don't wanna get left behind. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. We're all half dead and them that's left is spoiling for a fight. Well, who'd have thunk we'll quit drinking drunk, now boys don't spare the ride. It's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. I've been splitting eights and hitting my straights in the card rooms of the world. Chasing skirt and getting hurt, but now I got a card playing girl. But man, she gets excited when the deal don't come out right. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. We're all half dead and them that's left is spoiling for a fight. Well, who'd have thunk we get jackass drunk, the boys don't spare the ride. It's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. Well, I heard it said that you can get some heat in Irish pubs, serving Jamesons to an Orangeman or Bushmills to his cuz. Well, here's what you do with Tullamore do, you can meet them both halfway. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, they've been drinking beer all day. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. We're all half dead and them that's left is spoiling for a fight. Well, who'd thunk we'll quit drinking drunk, now boys don't spare the ride. It's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night. It's time to switch to whiskey, we've been drinking beer all night.
That's a fella called Carp.
Hateful, isn't it?
He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do it. Who was the fella that gave me the version of The Road Goes On Forever? that I was
Michael.
looking-
Michael from Warren.
Thank you very much, Michael. There's a version of this I've been looking for a long time. This is a definitive version, the best ever. I'm going to play it after the news. We'll be back after the news.
On 92 to 95 FM,
and 1341 medium wave.
this is BBC Radio Ulster.
And with the BBC News at 11 o'clock, this is Keith Burnside. The Health Minister Edwin Poots has set up an action group to look at key areas within emergency departments to try to improve waiting times and patient care. One of the problems the team will be investigating is the shortage of beds available to those requiring admission. Our health correspondent Mary-Louise Conley reports.
Speaking to over 100 nurses and midwives, he said it was about addressing the here and now. To do that, he's establishing an action group with immediate effect, something similar to what's been in place at the Antrim Area Hospital for the past 6 weeks. To ease congestion in the A&E areas, the plan is to increase the proportion of patients discharged each day by lunchtime. Senior nurses will also be permitted to discharge patients over weekends and public holidays. The Minister said he will expect 12-hour breaches of waiting time targets to occur only in the rarest of circumstances.
2 shots have been fired at a house in North Belfast. It happened in Mackey Street after 11:30 last night. No one was injured. A British woman held hostage for more than 6 months in Somalia has been freed. Judith Tebbett, who's 56, is being flown to the Kenyan capital Nairobi after a ransom was paid for her release. Her husband David was killed when an armed gang attacked them at a Kenyan resort last September. The man believed to be behind the killing of 3 Jewish children, a rabbi and 3 paratroopers, remains barricaded inside a house in the southern French city of Toulouse. The suspect, Mohamed Morea, who's 24 and of Algerian origin, was tracked down by counter-terrorism officers early this morning. He's thrown a handgun out of a window and is reported to have stopped talking to negotiators. Sport now, here's Grant Cameron.
The former Northern Ireland manager Nigel Worthington has been linked with the vacant job at League Two side Rotherham United. Newcastle and Sunderland have been fined £40,000 and £20,000 respectively for failing to control their players during the Tyne and Wear derby earlier this month. Borussia Dortmund's Bundesliga winning coach Jurgen Klopp has dismissed speculation linking him with a move to Chelsea. Armagh GAA officials have condemned alleged racist and personal abuse of their players at Sunday's league game at Laois. And the Cheltenham Gold Cup winner Synchronised will run in the Grand National on April the 14th.
And with the weather details, Cecilia Daly.
The best of today's sunny breaks will be in northern counties, although a general increase in cloud is expected by this afternoon. However, although there may be more cloud later, it will remain dry and it's mild again with temperatures of 13 or 14 Celsius and gentle southerly winds. Skies are expected to clear again this evening and tonight, which means a colder night with some mist or fog patches.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
In Bangor, the traffic lights at the junction of the Belfast Road and Rathgale Road are now working again. In County Tyrone, roadworks continue outside Omagh. Glen Park Road remains closed between Main Street in Gortin and the Gortnagarn Road. Diversions are in place, but delays of up to half an hour can be expected. The Strangford Ferry has a temporary 7.5 tonne weight restriction in place until further notice. And at Belfast International Airport, this morning's EasyJet flight from Liverpool has been delayed until 10 to 12. Aileen Morna reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, actor Dennis Waterman caused outrage yesterday when he talked about hitting his ex-wife. But men can also be victims of domestic violence. One man tells us his harrowing story of staying with his wife despite years of abuse. The Health Minister sets out how he'll tackle the problems at Northern Ireland's busiest A&E. Will it be enough? Will it work? Today's Budget Day. What's in the Chancellor's red bag? We'll have the latest for you and your wallet. And should the Corby lottery winners give a few quid to the bus driver who pulled out of their syndicate just weeks before the numbers came up? Would you? Tell me on Talkback at 12.
Yes, Wendy, what is in the Chancellor's red bag? We don't know. Where's Ken? My thing isn't working.
Till was a waitress at the only joint in town. She had a reputation as a girl who'd been around. Down Main Street at midnight, a brand new pack of cigs, a fresh one hanging from her lips, a beer between her legs. She'd ride down to the river and meet with all her friends. The road goes on forever and the party never ends. Sonny was a loner, he was older than the rest. He was going in the Navy, but he couldn't pass the test, so he hung around town. He sold a little pot.
This is a band on fire. Listen to the audience.
One day got caught, but he was back in business when they set him free again. The road goes on forever, and the party never ends. Sonny's playing 8-ball at the joint where Sherry works, with some drunken out of town and put his hand in Sherry's skirt. Sonny took his pool cue like the drunk out on the floor, stuffed $1 in a tip jar, walked him out the door. She's running right behind him, reaching for his hand. The road goes on forever and the party never ends. They jumped to his pickup, Sonny jammed him down in gear. Sonny looked at Sherry, so let's get on out of here. The stars are high above them, and the moon was in the east. The sun was setting on them when they reached Miami Beach. They got a motel by the water and a quart of Bombay gin. The road goes on forever, the party never ends. They soon ran out of money, but Sonny knew a man. They knew some Cuban refugees that dealt in contraband. Sonny met the Cubans at a house just off the road, with a briefcase full of money, a pistol in his boot. The cards are on the table when the law came busting in. The road goes on forever and the party never ends. The Cubans grabbed the goodies and Sonny grabbed the jack. He broke a bathroom window, they climbed on out the back. She drove the pickup through the alley on the side. Well, on that time Sonny and was reading him his ride. She stepped into the alley with a single shot 410. The road goes on forever and the party never ends. They made them get away. Got back to the motel just before the break of day. Sonny gave her all the money and he blew her a little kiss. Did they ask you how this happened? Say I forged you to this. She watched him as his taillights disappeared around the bend. The road goes on forever, the party never ends. It's mansion after midnight just like it was before. 21 months later at the local grocery store. Sherry buys a paper and a cold 6-pack of beer. The headlines read it, Sonny is going to the chair. She pulls back on a Main Street in her new Mercedes Benz. The road goes on forever and the party never ends.
it's just about the best live record I've ever heard. That's Robert Earl Keen. That's a song called The Road Goes On Forever, but the Party Never Ends. There's lots and lots of versions of that, but there's only one. That's the only one that you can listen to. There's other ones, they're all right, but they're not great. Great show yesterday, kid. A great show which caused great consternation at the headquarters of the UUP when the backwoods men heard that Mike Nesbitt had been spotted wearing pink socks, mentioned on this programme. What does it mean? Croaked an old 91-year-old farmer who had joined the UUP at the age of 2.5. Change! Yelled the young thrusting 6-year-old. Young Mike Nesbitt, with his pink socks, will drag the DUP, or indeed the UUP, kicking and screaming into the 21st century. Hold on, boys, said the old backwoods man. It's only a hop, skip and a jump from pink socks to red socks, as worn by the Pope. Similar to the subject matter, I have to say, of a wide selection of songs to be heard at the Brandywell last night. Lordy, 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 said Tommy my cat. It takes some time for Mr. Coyle to tell a joke. Take that joke about Mike Tyson and Henry McCullough. I thought Thaddeus would never get to the punchline. Great timing, that, I thought.
It wasn't a joke.
I know it wasn't. A lot of people out there listening to this programme think that when we talk about something, it's a joke, but it's not.
It's a true
story.
story.
It's serious. I missed that, I yelled. Please sit me down on a chair and tell me this great joke. Tommy put one foot up on a sleeping turtle, and he said, one day, Mike Tyson and Henry McCullough were standing by the roadside waiting for a lift. A flock of pigeons flew over their head. Tyson looked up and said, Fantail. Henry McCullough thought this was an insult directed at his body, and retorted, when you were boxing, you were often a tumbler. Ah! I laughed so much my false teeth flew out. I bit my lip, narrowed my eyes, puckered my mouth, and said, I'm deeply worried about Geordie Tuft. Nothing has been heard from him. I hope Geordie is not in the broad of his back, fighting off some malaise or ague. Tommy leaped up and said, I have in my hand a piece of paper. It is a poem written by Geordie Tuft to celebrate spring. It's called The Spring Tuft. Tommy cleared his throat and said, the greening of the hedges, so beloved by birds and sedges, and sap like syrup rising in the trees. My old heart goes pitter-patter. It must be on the batter. I have strange urges running through my knees. When I spy a nice little dote wrapped in a duffel coat, 'tis then I put my feathers on display. I will dance beneath the stars in a pair of old grey drawers and invite the little woman in for tea. I will ply her with strong liquor, for I find out that it's quicker, and make sure that the little person is fed. I will whisper in her ear, come with me, have no fear. Then how's your father? There's a dunged-out bed. That's disgusting, I cried. A litany of pure filth masquerading under the guise of poetry. Tommy carefully put the poem back in his pocket and said, well, at least it rhymes. That's more than I can say for Seamus Heaney. What horrible bitterness.
She gets too hungry for dinner at 8. She loves the theater, but always comes late. She never bothers with people she hates, and that is why the lady is a tramp. Don't go to crap games with barrels and us. Won't go to Harlem in diamonds and pearls. Won't dish the dirt with the rest of those girls. And that is why the lady is a tramp. The free, fresh wind in her hair, life without care. She's broke, but that's oak. Hates California, 'cause it's cold and it's damp. That is why the lady is a tramp. in her hair, life without care. She's broke, but that's okay. It's California, 'cause it's cold and it's damp. That is why the lady is a tramp. Don't like dice games with sharpies and frauds. Won't go to Harlem in Lincoln's or Fords. Won't dish the dirt with the rest of those broads. And that is why the lady is a tramp.
Do you ever notice how this record seems longer than it actually is? Do you ever get that with some records? You know, sometimes you look at them and you say, why is that not over yet? And you realise there's half of it to go yet.
She loves the free, fresh wind in her hair, life without care. She's broke, but that's okay. It's California, 'cause it's cold and it's damp. That is why the lady, that is why the lady, that is why the lady is a tramp.
Some of you were asking me about him. That's a fella called Patrick Collins. Basically, well, Stefan Grappelli meets Louis Armstrong. He's unusual. He plays the violin himself, of course. That's an album called Elusive Dream. And that track is called Lady's a Tramp. Do you like that?
I think there's something about it. I don't know what it is. I can't say I dislike it.
I can't say I dislike it
Yeah,
either,
yeah.
but something scares me about
Yes,
it.
yeah.
There's something unwholesome about it that makes you wonder what it is. Kind of attracts you to it.
Why
like-
did you say he plays the violin himself?
Because people might not know that, because it could be a guy playing violin on the record that's not him.
Oh.
In other words, a session player. See, a lot of people don't realise just because you assume that he's playing that himself is not necessarily the case.
But I wasn't thinking who was playing the violin.
But if I had asked you who was playing the violin, what would you have said?
I said, I don't know.
You say, but I told you.
Yeah.
It's him himself playing it. Jerry, were you watching the 6 Degrees last night? It was great. I just want more of this show. Well, you know, it's great. I'm watching it. I don't know why it's still on BBC Two. It's a programme, it's a drama, 6 Degrees. It's about university life in Belfast. It's local drama, and it's brilliant, I think. I watch it every Tuesday night. It's on roughly 9 or 9:30, I can't remember which. But it should be on BBC One, and a lot of people seem to like that, because nobody ever switches over to BBC Two because they think it's all swanky people. But see, BBC Two is now BBC One. Do you know what has happened now? BBC One is now ITV. BBC
What?
Two... What?
What? Do that again.
In terms of programmes,
I'm not
BBC Two... Do you know the way BBC 6 o'clock news is now Newsround?
Well, you say that.
Well, it's hello. Terrible things have happened in South America today. I don't want to scare you, but here's some photographs. Here, they might scare you. Look away. You know, BBC News has become Newsround. BBC One generally has become what ITV used to be. BBC Two has become what BBC One used to be, and BBC Four is now what BBC Two used to be.
How can the BBC... I was thinking about this last night when I was walking.
You didn't look as if you were thinking about anything at all. You looked like a fellow who was looking for the price of a drink.
No, I was angry last night.
I know
when
you
was
were. I could
walking.
feel
you
the
see
bad
it? Could
vibes
you
coming
tell
from
it?
you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was angry last
There's
night.
an aura of anger coming from you.
How can the BBC use the slogan "at the heart of sport" when they turn their back on the Grand National?
Well, you see, it's a matter of money, I think.
It's not a matter of money.
What do you think it is? You think you don't like the Grand National?
I mean, with Grand National,
There's probably reasons why it's not broadcast. Don't be getting into all that stuff.
I-
We know nothing about this.
but there's no sport on
That's
on
because
the
it's too
BBC.
dear. Sky and everybody are paying loads and loads of money. We don't have enough money to pay them.
Channel 4 negotiated a deal for racing, apparently, where they got money for showing it.
And what do you see on Channel 4 between the programmes? They're called ads. That's what's called things that pay for you. Does Terry Wogan wear a wig or not? This is the perennial question. This is the questions we should be asking on this programme. I can state categorically that Terry Wogan does not wear a wig. He has a weave.
All right.
Do you know what a weave is?
Well, I think I know what a weave is, but I've never... a man has never produced his weave to me.
Certainly hope not.
Do you know what I mean?
Hello, good morning. On that note, is there someone on the line here?
Yes,
Why
Patricia.
won't you speak?
But did you ever see a weave?
I saw Terry Wogan.
No, did you ever see a weave in a man's hand? Did you ever see a weave in a box?
No.
Did you ever see a weave on a stand?
No,
Did
the
you ever
nature of a weave is that you can't hold it in your hand.
Well, how does he take it out at night? How does he wash it?
I don't know.
What does he do with his weave?
It's other hair intermingled with your own hair.
But it must be on a strand or something.
I think you go every once in a while and get something done with it.
You can't just have. You know what I mean?
I think you can.
You tell me how a weave works.
I know how a weave works.
Well, tell me.
But I don't know how it's maintained.
You can't walk into a shop and say to the weave man, "Put a weave in there," and then he
Yes,
puts
you
it
can.
and then you never see it again. It just stays
No,
there.
that's the point. It's the maintenance that I'm not sure about.
Yes. So
I think you can't go in and say, listen, I want a weave. I want you to incorporate other hair into the hair I've already got and make it look as if I've got a good barnet and not a syrup.
So what happens when you go to get your hair cut?
I don't know. This is the part I don't know.
So
you
you
see,
must-
I'm an expert on hair transplants, but as regards weaves, I'm a neophyte.
So you must be able to
I
take
think
it
you have
out.
to go back for maintenance every couple of weeks. That's what I think. I think you have to go back and get it dry cleaned. I think that's the case. Because after 2 weeks, it'll start to hum a bit.
Yeah.
And I don't mean... I mean... Right? Who's on the line?
Patricia.
here? Patricia?
Jerry,
Yes, good morning. How are you?
you're very faint. Can you hear me?
I know it's just one of these things that happens every now and again. There's nothing I can do about it. Just listen as carefully as you can. Not that I'm going to say anything important, but we can hear you, and that's the main thing. Hello?
Jerry?
Yes.
This is Tricia here. It's just that I thought you might be interested in this little poem I have. It's not mine, actually. It was written by Vincent Dargan, and he passed it to me, see if you'd be interested in.
Vincent Dargan?
Dargan?
Dargan, who is he? Is he a poet of note?
Yeah, he's what do you call me? He's a photojournalist and a writer.
Oh, yes, okay.
And I can't hear you very well, but I'll just read
No,
this
you
out.
go ahead. It's all right. We can hear you. You go ahead.
That's good. And you called it The Street Singer.
Yes.
And I'll just give you a wee bit of a story about what's on the CD. It's based on the memory of a real person whose dramatic vibrato voice was once a great attraction in the local neighbourhood. In the silence of the long hot summer
Now, slow down a wee bit.
Pardon?
Slow down a wee bit. You're talking too fast. Slow down a wee bit.
I can't. Honestly, I can't hear you.
Slow
Sorry.
down a wee bit. You're talking too fast.
Oh, sorry.
That's
talked
okay.
Too fast. Sorry. Well, it's about a street singer, and he used to go around all the streets in Belfast, and he used to sing, and he always sang Ave Maria and different songs to make a bit of money. And the people used to come to their doors and listen to him, and they had their children in their arms. He was once a great attraction in this local neighbourhood. In the sense of the long hot summer evenings around midnight, neighbours with sleeping children in their arms would gather in their hallway in the shadow of the old mill workers' houses to wait the arrival of the vagabond. And he had a beautiful voice, and this guy has put has written this poem about him, and there's a voice, someone reads it, and then the play, the Ave Maria, used to sing through the whole poem, and it's very nice, and I wonder, would you be interested if I sent it in?
Oh, yeah, please do.
Pardon?
Yeah, please send it in.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, please send it in.
I will. I'll have to get a new phone.
All right, then. Oh, no, it's not the phone. It's this thing here that we have. It's called a desk.
Oh, all right. Well,
Anyway.
it's very nice. I'll not read you the poem. I'll let you listen to that yourself. But it's all about him and about the way he used to go through the streets in Belfast and to make a little bit of money. And he used to sing, and everybody came to listen to him. Apparently, this happened a lot years ago in Belfast. But there was this particular beautiful voice.
What was his name, the singer? What was the singer's name?
Pardon?
What was the singer's name?
It doesn't say. It's just. I don't think his name's here. No, it was
Okay.
just this particular guy that everybody knew that used to go around the streets and sing. And as I say, this guy put on CD, and he wrote a lovely poem about it. And it's very interesting.
All right, then please send it in to me.
Where do I send it too, Gerry.
BBC Radio Foyle, Gerald Michael Anderson, spinster of this parish. BBC Radio Foyle, Derry Stoke Londonderry. That'll get us.
That's lovely. Thanks for listening.
Thank
to
you.
me. Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That sounds like I'm a Dreamer, Montreal. Remember the fellow used to sing that?
No.
I'm a dreamer, Montreal. That's actually I'm a Dreamer, aren't we all?
Yes, I know. But
No,
who
sorry,
sang that?
I don't know. Maybe that what his name is. Happy.
But was I'm a Dreamer Montreal, was he not a local singer?
He was.
Well,
a fellow
this
who-
is Belfast. She's talking, isn't she?
Oh, no, but Belfast. I'm talking local is Belfast, yeah.
All right. Well,
What do you think? It's Derry?
I thought outside your house.
No. I regard local as being, Northern Ireland,
All
not
right.
outside my house.
Yeah.
Local being, I'm a dreamer, I'm Montreal, a beautiful dreamer, Harry Dun. Nobody sings like that anymore.
Yes,
Remember
they do.
No, they don't. When
Yes,
was the
they
last
do.
time you heard somebody singing like that? Come on.
People do sing
they
like
don't.
that. They still
don't
sing like that. They do.
But, I mean, people don't sing in pubs anymore. People used to sit in the corner and they'd sing like that. Around the world I travel to. They don't sing like that anymore. They sing kind of, so they're all watching X Factor now and Britain's Got Talent. And they all try to make a bit of a shape out of it. There's no individual singers. Give me a good song to sing like that. The one that used to always sing in the pubs.
Well, no. They tried to tell us we're too young.
I tried to tell us how we're too young. See, there's nasal. There's a nasal thing going on, and they always say that T. Two is very hard to do. I tried to tell us how we're too young. Too young. As Brady Gallagher was responsible for that other bit. And you go like that.
Yes.
And they tried to tell us we're too young. Too young. To really know the score. Give us another one. No, maybe better stop.
No, I like that. I really do.
Give me another song.
No, well, give me. What about a
Danny
Frank
Boy's
Sinatra's-
good.
Oh, Danny Boy? Is Danny Boy?
Oh, Danny Boy.
They always start too high, don't they?
They always start too high.
with Danny.
And then they end up going, and come ye back. You have to start like this. Oh, Danny Boy. Pipes are calling. They always say calling. E-E-N-G. Calling from glen to glen and down. That's Joseph Locke.
Joseph Locke.
Down the mountainside. Stop this. Gerry, is it true that you have
There's
built...
a man on
Is there?
too. Yeah.
Gerry, is it true? These are text messages and various communications from the people out there. Gerry, is it true you have built a nuclear-style bunker in the grounds of your house? No. I built an Anderson shelter. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Anderson shelter. A man said you're taking no chances with the Mayan prediction that the world will end this year in a huge solar flare. That's what I said to the woman in the dry cleaners the other day. I went into the dry cleaners and I left in a number of items. And she said, do you want to pay for that now?
Years since I was in the dry cleaners.
And it's because your smell of you is desperate. And I know, it's just, no wonder I don't know how Emma sticks that sitting beside you. I'll geek everything. And I was in the dry cleaners the other day, and it's quite a substantial... Leaving in clothes.
What? Tell me what you're leaving. What be leaving? Are you leaving on a suit?
Well, jackets and stuff, shirts, stuff like that. You get them done properly.
No, but normally you leave a suit in.
But see, I like doing the shirts. I don't ask your wife to iron shirts.
I'm not asking you to.
Well, what do you... I know what I'm saying. What do you do?
Why
do you never go to the cleaners, dry cleaners?
That's what I mean.
Why do you never go to the dry cleaners?
I don't know. I've never been.
Why, is your clothes always dirty or are they always clean?
My wife looks after me wonderfully well.
I know. She cleans all your clothes.
Yeah.
That's so you don't know if they're dirty or not. You just put them on. Trust her to make sure that it's done.
But
Anyway, I
know what I don't understand. Could you answer me this, sorry, before you move on? How do they know? What's the system? See, I hand in a suit.
Yes.
And the dry cleaners.
Mm-hmm.
How do they know it's your suit? What happens? What? Go on. How do they know?
Well, this may come as some surprise to you, but they put a little ticket on it.
No, they don't.
They do when you go away. They don't do it in front
And
of
can they wash it with that ticket on it? That's what I
Yes,
mean.
they can. They can do all kinds
there
of
a-
stuff. Listen, I don't want to talk about the ins and outs of how to dry clean a garment, okay? Let me just say this to you. I was in a dry cleaner the other day, and you see, this is the attitude of people. People don't understand how I think. And it was quite a substantial order, I suppose, and, nearly a £5.
Yours?
Yes, indeed.
Right.
And she said, would you like to pay for that now? I said, no. And she said, why not? She said, you can if you want to. I said, no. I said, supposing there's a huge solar flare tomorrow, and I die, and we all die, and I've already paid for you. I've already paid for dry cleaning that I don't need. And she thought I was mad. I mean, how would you like to put some dry cleaning in, pay for it, and then walk out the door and be run down by a bus? And now you have dry cleaning paid for, and you're dead. I mean, I can't handle that.
But sure, I pay my golf fees in advance of a year.
Never, ever pay anything in advance.
Everyone.
Because Jesus may take you. He may
Michael's
take you.
on too.
Please play One Starry Night, sung by Sean Turrell. It's on YouTube. It's amazing. You will love it. Oh, here's some abuse here. Gerry, at one stage you and Nolan were equal, but now he has upped his profile, upped his talent, upped his money, upped his appeal. So, Gerry, up yours. Did you hear that?
I heard it.
Did you hear that? Gerry, you should have a look at the band The Staves. They're a great three-piece, amazing sisters. They're in Belfast around the 24th of April. Look on the internet. I will indeed. I'll have a look at that. And more inquiries about Terry Wogan's wig. Why are people fascinated about Terry Wogan's wig? That's because they looked at him last night. Some people who saw him on BBC 4, and they looked at his hair. And I have to say that his hair stuck out a wee bit at the back. It looked like a wig, but it wasn't actually. It was just the colour of his thing. Who's on the phone here?
Michael.
Where is he, I wonder?
I think he's in England.
I know, but where is he on this here?
2.
Yes. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. Are you in England?
Yes.
Well, don't give anything away. Whereabouts in England are you?
Lincolnshire.
Good man. And what can we do for you today?
The patience of Job hanging on here.
I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. This is the way we work here.
You were on about being Scots earlier on.
Yes.
You didn't like it.
I don't know if I should keep saying that. It's just, sometimes somebody asked me that once and I had to tell them the truth. And
Well, I watched a programme on the Discovery Channel about the wars of the Picts and everything else.
Yes.
So I decided to follow it up by checking up the dictionary. And according to the precise Oxford English Dictionary, there's no such thing as a Scot.
No, we're all the same, apparently.
No, Scotland was populated by ancient Gaelic-speaking people from Ireland in the 6th century. So there's no such thing as a Scot anymore.
That's right.
They're all Irish.
And they all joined Linfield Social Club.
Yeah.
You see, the thing about this is...
So how come they don't like each other if they're all from Ireland?
Well, a lot of people who are born and live here don't like each other either. It's just a question of habit, really.
Yeah.
You just find things wrong with people, and then you tell other people, then you get together and you shout things at them and make up songs that you can sing at them. It's just one of those things. We're all the same people.
When you look at Stormont and the MPs, and they're called Kennedy and Gillespie's and this, that and the other, I cannot figure out how they think they're originated in Scotland.
It's all a mishmash.
Yeah.
I mean, just because a DUP man lifts a hurley stick, it doesn't mean that the whole new dawn,
Yeah.
I mean, don't you worry about stuff like that. You're in England where those things don't matter. Come back here and shout from the rooftops.
It's just as bad over here.
Oh, I know.
I live in a little town.
Are you from the south of Ireland?
Yeah, I live in a little town from Longford, actually.
Good man.
I'd like you to play an old friend of mine's record, Dermot Hegarty's 21 Years. I don't know if you remember it.
I remember that well, yeah. There was a big hit around about the late 60s.
It was a big hit in Britain, actually.
It was. He was one of the few guys who actually crossed over.
He's an old friend of mine. I used to play football against him.
Is he still knocking about?
He's still knocking about as far as I know, but I haven't been back there lately. He used to live next door to me.
All right, then. Well, did you settle there? Did you marry and stuff like that and have a family?
Yeah,
or did
grandchildren and everything.
Oh, you can't go back now.
No, well, I'll tell you what, it's like I came here to get away from big towns in Bedfordshire. And do you know where I'm in now?
Where?
Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe? Whereabouts in Eastern Europe?
It's like living in Eastern Europe.
Oh, it's like living in Eastern Europe.
Don't hear any English-speaking people at all.
Well, you see, that's the great diaspora. Don't you worry about that. You should come back to Ireland. You could buy a house for 15p.
Yeah, I know. In Donegal especially.
If you get £10, you can buy 3 houses.
Yeah.
All right, then. Listen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Cheers.
Bye. Bye. What was that about?
I really don't know. I don't think you handled it very well.
I don't think I did. No, I think
you didn't.
that
It's
I
not
felt
wasn't
something
Michael's
lacking.
fault. It was your fault. Yes. Oh, look.
Was that a bolt of lightning?
I don't know.
Something interfered with us there.
Yeah.
Something quite unacceptable. These are the Salt Flats, or maybe I should say this is the Salt Flats.
Can you hear me calling out your name? You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say. Speak a little louder, I'll even shout. You know that I'm proud and I can't get the words out. Oh, I wanna be with you everywhere. Oh, I wanna be with you everywhere. Wanna be with you everywhere. Something's happening to me. My friends say I'm acting peculiarly. Come along, baby, let me make a start. You better make it soon before you break my heart. Oh, I wanna be with you everywhere. Oh, I wanna be with you everywhere. Wanna be with you Can you hear me calling out your name? You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say. Come along, baby, we better make a start. You better make it soon before you break my heart. I wanna be with you everywhere. 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 Wanna be with you
That's the Salt Flats. That's a great band from Belfast. Fantastic. Listen, look, have you seen what's happened here?
Yes, your microphone has taken a life of its own. I'm laughing away at it.
Do you know what?
Yes.
Do you know what happened? The Undertone came in here yesterday with a tin of 3-in-1 and oiled the arm. Look. Look, I have to hold it down.
If people could only see what's happening.
That's the story of my life, isn't it? Look, I have to hold it down. Look. Has this ever happened to anyone else in the BBC? That their microphone goes away for no reason. Look at that. Look. Look, it's like, do you know what it's like? Did you see War of the Worlds the other night? It's a great film. As Tom Cruise and look. Emma likes it. This thing came in looking for them in the cellar of a house, which is like that. It came in like that, looking for them. Anyway, let's not get distracted on this. Here's a look. I have to hold the thing. Look. Having his oil can. Just listened to Casey's entry after listening to the show, and I'm so glad I did, says Tony. Go and check her entry out. That's the lady who wants to be a drummer, wants to win the competition. Apparently she's great. And other people are suggesting other songs. Look what I have to do, look. Saint Teresa of the Roses. Nobody ever knows the second line of that. What's the second line of Saint Teresa of the Roses?
Won't you guide us and protect us?
Saint Teresa of the Roses. Won't you guide us and protect us?
No, there's a line missing there. Saint Teresa of the Roses. Can you hear? Won't you guide us and protect us from the use of that? It changes then, you see. Now the one I like you doing is as the train pulls out today from Gerry's City. I love that one.
No, but you see, you have to have your cap on for that.
Your cap?
Let me pretend to have a cap on. I'm taking it off now. No, make me sing it. Go.
Jerry, would you give us a song?
Not at all.
Ah, go on.
Ah, don't be silly.
Come on, Jerry.
I'm only in the door.
Ah, come on, Jerry. Oblige the company.
I'm only in the door.
Go on.
Give us a chance to sit down for a minute, will you, for God's sake?
Give us that one you sing about the train.
I haven't even had
out.
a drink.
Go on. Go on.
What song's that?
Do that song about the train pulling out.
Not at all. I couldn't sing that. That's an old one.
With the fella going away to Australia.
There's better singers here than me.
Ah, come on, Jerry.
As the train pulls... You ever notice that? They always start singing before the conversation is over. Let's try that again and get it right. Oh,
right.
No way.
Come on, Jerry, sing us that song. Come on, no, but the fella goes...
As the train pulls out today from Derry City, 1,000 memories linger in my mind. I forget. Why do I have to go? I started too high.
You did, you see.
It's as the train pulls out today from Derry City, 1,000 memories linger in my mind. Why don't I have to go? It's such a pity. Dear old friends I left behind. What's the next line?
As I gaze beyond the harbour, I'm recalling.
As I gaze beyond the harbour, I'm recalling
familiar names.
Familiar names like Doherty and Kyle.
Through misty eyes, I feel a teardrop burning.
Yeah, through misty eyes, I feel a teardrop burning.
Goodbye to my old hometown.
Goodbye to my old hometown. No, what I think it needs there? A bit of Irish. And shochan do and shochan ha and shochan diggin chicken hoggin she and hookin haggin chicken algil balla and sugar dogun hutton hitchman shit.
You're definitely a deep hole today.
I better play some music before they get me.
Yes. There's a call, apparently, Emma
Where?
says. I don't know. One.
Hello, Gerry.
He came from beyond the swamp. Good morning, Geordie. How are you?
Who?
Is that Geordie?
No.
Who was that?
No, it's Eddie from Portydown.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I thought it was... He just came from out of a mist there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry, what's your name? Sorry.
I'm laughing at you coming over those pub ones there, the old song in the corner one.
Would you
Surely
see?
the most popular one would be The Wild Side of Life.
Aye, go on, Eddie. Eddie, give us a blast of it, Eddie.
Now, you might be able to...
Every day read your letter, what I wrote to you. If you ask me that difficulty on the phone.
But there's something I wanted to tell you.
But it's something I wanted to tell you.
So I wrote it in the words of the song.
So I wrote it in the words of the song. Give the vodka and 2 more Guinness there.
I didn't know.
Oh, God, bring hoggy tuggy. And maybe don't need never make a wave.
I'll have whatever he's drinking. That's excellent.
Eddie wants to talk to you.
Oh, don't say I thought he just wanted to sing. That's bad enough.
First of all, one tell you was a wee tearjerker there was my son calls another man daddy.
Oh, that was terrible.
Oh, it brought the house down.
That didn't
He
it?
sounds like Frank
All
Carson.
the dogs in
doesn't
the
he?
corner sitting crying.
He sounds like Frank Carson.
He does indeed.
I thought for one moment there, I thought it was actually sound like Frank Carson. You know, the way Frank used to come on this program, just reminded me of him being there.
Eddie's a wee story.
Well, here's a wee story, Gerry, right?
Yes.
I went down to visit my son there last Sunday, and him and his partner were lying up, as usual, on the website or reading the papers.
I can't believe he sounds like Frank Carson.
Yes.
And the wee dog, they have a wee King Charles Spaniel.
Yes.
And I come running around my heels, up and down, scratching my leg. So I just said to myself, I wonder should I ask, can I bring the wee dog out for a walk?
Yeah.
So I opened the door anyway, and out he run, and he was going spinning up the air, spinning on his head and his back and everything. So I opened the car door, but he wouldn't get in.
Yeah.
So I had a couple of bottles to put in the boot. So I opened the boot lid, and I was at the back of the car, and I looked around, and he was away, and I said, to hell with it. He doesn't want to go for a walk, so I got into the car, I said my cheerio and bye. Well, about 11:10 on Sunday night, I was sitting watching TV, and I got a wee text call, and it said, dog gone, lots of laugh.
LOL.
I said to myself, who the hell is that from at 11:10?
Uh-huh.
So I said to myself, I'll just check the number here. So I checked, and it was my son. So I rang up and I said, he's not going to bed yet, you're up late tonight, what's wrong? He says, I have two wee girls sitting on the stairs here, won't go to bed. They're distraught.
Uh-huh.
They want to know where the dog is.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not listening to him because
He's
I can't
not finished.
I know he's not finished. Go ahead.
I said to him, they're looking to know where the dog is. I said to the dog, how the hell would I know where the dog is? To say I wouldn't have a clue. He says, well, you brought it out for a walk at 2 o'clock, so where do you think it is? So I said to myself, all right, I'll have a look. And I went out to the car, and I called the dog, and the wee dog come out to the back seat of the car. I took 11:20 from 2 o'clock that day.
That's the longest walk in the world.
So he got out, I can tell you, and he had a long pee to do. He peed on the side of the curb for about 10 minutes.
I'm surprised he held it in.
He did, honest to God, I can't believe it, boy. But he definitely did. He held it in, and he done well.
Oh, I can't believe how much you sound like Frank Carson. It's eerie. It's eerie. Unbelievable. Listen, thank you very much for that.
No problem at all.
Bye.
Right, goodbye.
Bye. Is that just me? Does he not
No,
sound?
he does.
I just sound like talking to Frank Carson.
I think that gentleman was on the radio there shortly after when Frank died. I think he might have been on paying a tribute to Frank.
Really?
I've heard him before. Yeah, he was on some program.
Oh no, that was Frank Carson.
No, honestly, that was Eddie.
Do you ever see people who are homeless, and and God love them, but do you ever see them with a dog?
Yeah.
What's the point of that? It's the longest walk in the world, isn't it? Imagine the dog saying, I can do better. I can do better than this. That's a real calm down for a dog. Been tied to a man who's homeless.
Love said to me, my mother won't mind.
This is Donna Taggart from Oma.
And my father won't slight you for your lack of kind. And she stepped away from me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. She stepped away from me, And she moved through the fair, and fondly I watched her move here and move there, and then she turned homeward with one star away, as the swan in the evening moves over the lake. The people were saying no to where when, but one has a sorrow that never was said, and she smiled as she passed me with her goods and her gear, and that was the last that I saw of my dear. Last night she came to me, my true love came in, and she came in so easy, her feet made no din, and she laid her hands on me, and this she did say, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. No, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day.
Isn't that nice? That's Donna Taggart. Of course, it's she moved through the fair from her new album, which is called Celtic Lady Volume 1. We're talking about Frank Carson earlier on. Let's give Frank the last word. The gentleman sent this to me the other day. I haven't heard this for years. See you tomorrow.
Everywhere I go, people shout, "Hello, you're a cracker."
You're a cracker!
And people that I meet when I'm walking down the street shout, "You're a cracker."
I heard them shout it! No doubt about it!
I really think you're grand. Would you mind if I shook your hand?
It's a pleasure! An absolute pleasure!
You won't believe it's true, but I'm in love with all of you.
You're a pivot!
But a good ad-libber.
Oh, boy!
You make my life worthwhile, 'cause you always wear a smile. You're a cracker.
You're a cracker!
Don't ever wear a frown, 'cause you'll only get me down, but you're a cracker.
You're a cracker!
From Peru or Pakistan, Jamaica or Japan, a smile is a language everybody will understand. We hope that everybody in this big wide world could be a cracker like you, that's true. Could be a cracker like you. That's you girls.
Everywhere you go,
I like it.
people shout, "Hello, you're a cracker!"
I like the way you said, "I'm a cracker."
People that you meet when you're walking down the street shout, "You're a cracker!"
That's it, yeah. Screw your mouth up. I'm a cracker. I really think you're grand now. Would you mind if I shook your hand just once?
It's a pleasure! An absolute pleasure! You won't believe it's true, but we're all in love with you. You're a treasure!
Girls, it's my pleasure.